So if you were rich, you were your age, your mom would take you to the Limited 2.
What's Limited 2?
Limited 2 is a store. And when you were like a little girl, Limited 2 is like the place that you would get like all the cool clothes. Like you could get like jelly sandals, which are kind of like Crocs, but they were see-through and glittery. And they made your feet stink. But they like had a heel, so they were cute.
Like, how did it make your feet stink?
Because it was like jelly sandals. Like rubber sandals, basically.
Are they still invented? Right now?
They're coming back.
They are? Who is?
Jelly sandals. I've seen them in like Walmart.
Do they still make your feet stink?
Probably.
God,
But if you didn't have a lot of money, you'd shop at department stores. Do you know what a department store is?
No.
No? So a department store is like JCPenney, Sears, Dillard's, Macy's, Mervyn's.
Pickles.
Mervyn's was like the it store when I was your age. Like if Yaya took me to Mervyn's, I was like,
How old
I'm
was
getting
Yaya
some
when
cute
you were Lily's
clothes.
age?
in their 30s, 40s, in her 30s or 40s.
Who was?
Yaya.
She told me she was 29.
No, Yaya didn't even have me till she was like,
28.
let's see,
Like 28 or something.
she was 30, 31 or 32 when she had me, I think.
She told me she was 29.
Maybe when she had Uncle Eris.
She is 29. And so is this one.
What other
Mom's
questions do you have?
What type of toothbrushes did you guys have?
Toothbrushes? Just regular toothbrushes, I guess. Nothing special.
How many
And
cousins
you
do
know
I
what? At one point I had this electric toothbrush, and it was like as big around as like a golf ball. But it was tall. It was like this tall, and it had a little brush on the top of it, and the tip of the brush was only like that big. It was like a circle, and you could change out just the tip.
Ryder, you have to use my bathroom. I just cleaned it.
But it took like 3 batteries. It took like 3 batteries.
3 batteries.
Like 3 AA's or AAA's.
Sorry, Lily, I'm having bladder problems.
What else?
Did you guys have watches?
Watches? Yeah.
Candles?
Yeah, we had candles.
Typewriters?
Actually, yeah, we did have typewriters. Before we had a computer, do you know not everybody had a computer in their house? Not till we didn't have a computer in our house till I was like 8 or
And
9.
then the computers just barely even work.
And they were huge. They were huge. Like that big. They were big. And that was just the monitor. And then you had that was just like the screen. And then the actual computer that powered it was like this big, long rectangle box.
PC.
Yeah, and you had to press the power button. You had to wait for like 15 minutes for it to come on. And it sometimes, like when you typed on it, it was just a black screen and the letters were green.
Is there ice cream in this cake?
Let me guess, Mom. You couldn't use your house phone when you were using the computer, huh?
No, not if you were on the internet, no. It took like 10 minutes to get on the internet because you had to do dial-up. And it would make a weird, like, robotic noise. And then if somebody tried to call your house phone while you were trying to get on the internet, it would stop and start all over and kick you off. And, like, if your mom needed to use the phone, you had to get off the internet. Like, no matter what you were doing, you had to get off the internet.
How slow is the internet? Like, let's say they try to order something online or anything.
Plan to be there for an hour.
So
From
maybe
one
order
screen
an
to the
hour
next.
early.
I mean, you didn't really order things online. Like, there weren't really like online stores. If you wanted to buy something, you needed to go to the store to buy it. Like you couldn't really order things online. It was you went online to like do AIM or like AOL Instant Messenger, where you could like be in the group chat with like your friends.
Social
like
media?
like there wasn't really even social media. There really wasn't social media at all.
They say that Messenger and stuff is technically social media.
I mean, I guess if you had AIM, it was kind of a form of social media. It was really just more like a group chat, like if you had a text group chat with your friends, it would be like AIM. And you could put on like away messages and stuff.
What did you guys have at the store?
What do you mean, like clothing store or?
Any store. Like toy store.
Ooh, we had Toys R Us, which isn't a thing anymore.
Yeah, they went bankrupt.
It was just a toy store, like just toys. Otherwise, you went to like Kmart.
So wait, so Toys R Us isn't a thing anymore here?
No, they went out of business.
Oh.
They closed.
They went bankrupt and they had to close every Toys R Us.
We used to get a Toys R Us catalog every year in November, and we had to go through and circle what we wanted, kind of like what you guys do for Christmas, but like you couldn't go online and shop. You had to actually go to the store and buy whatever was there. Like if it wasn't in stock, you were SOL.
Did you guys have makeup?
Yeah, blue eyeshadow was like really hot. It was popping.
What about green eyeshadow?
Blue
No,
eyeshadow?
God, no. Yeah, blue sparkly eyeshadow. Ooh, or frosted eyeshadow. If you had frosted or icing eyeshadow, you were like popular. Like you were it.
Wait, what?
It was like shimmery. It was like shimmery. You put it on and it was like shimmery eyeshadow and it was like wet.
Like what?
And if you blinked too much when you were wearing it, it would crease and it would look all gross.
How was the gel like?
Like what? Like hair gel?
Yeah, was it like
I mean, there was hair gel. I mean, your mom would just bring you home like a tub of green hair gel and you just hoped that it would work.
You want this?
No, thank you, buddy.
how were the classic hair, like the hair things, like on your head?
Oh, the bowl cut. For boys, it was the bowl cut. Like you literally put a bowl on your head and cut your hair around the bowl.
Oh my
and then took the bowl off and that was your haircut.
No, how were the headbands?
Headbands. Like girls had headbands that went like this in your hair.
Oh my god, I remember those. I know those.
It would hurt. Yeah, I mean sometimes they hurt.
They rip your hair out.
They do rip your hair out for sure. And we had butterfly clips. Those were cute. They're little tiny butterflies.
I want to try that. Full, Mom.
Okay.
Have you seen those butterfly ear cuffs, but they don't actually pierce in your ears?
No.
They're so cute.
We had stick-ons. If you didn't have your ears pierced, and a lot of girls didn't have their ears pierced when we were growing up. So if you didn't have your ears pierced, you had stick-on earrings. And you could buy them anywhere. I mean, you could buy them like in the grocery, like when you were on your way out of a grocery store, like in the aisle by the cashier, you could buy stick-on earrings or press-on earrings, and they were just stickers that stuck onto your ear.
So remember he did volleyball last time? And someone had a birthday party? Whose was it?
Helen's.
And Lily? You remember when you made those bowls with the green stuff? What were those called? What do you mean? Like when you made a green bowl with the good stuff on Lily's cake?
Fondant.
Yeah, can I have those on my cake? Please?
I ordered your cake.
Yeah, and every time we do fondant, you
always ask for some. Like we would always ask for some, and every
It's
time,
a bubble gum.
Mom said no, you would like throw a fit and stuff.
Is that all your questions?
No.
What else?
Do you guys have bras?
Did we have bras?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had sports bras, and like the first time that you were old enough to wear a sports bra, you'd get stuck in it. It was so tight and annoying that you didn't want to wear a bra after that.
Did you have clips?
Like what? Like hair clips?
Yeah, like this one you're wearing now.
Like these?
Yeah.
Yeah, these were like around in the 90s. They're now coming back. Yeah.
Did you guys have coffee?
Yeah. Starbucks was just starting to be a thing. We didn't have Starbucks until like later. There was definitely not a Starbucks on every corner.
That sucks.
Yeah, like if you wanted coffee, you either had to go to like the McDonald's drive-through or like 7-Eleven. Yeah, there was McDonald's. You know, at Halloween every year, if you went through the McDonald's drive-through at Halloween and you got a Happy Meal, which is what you did a lot because both your parents were working and usually Halloween fell on like a work day. So they'd get off work and they'd take you to the McDonald's drive-thru and then you'd go home and get dressed for Halloween. Then you'd go through the McDonald's drive-thru and get a Happy Meal. And your Happy Meal came in a trick-or-treat bucket, like a plastic McDonald's trick-or-treat bucket that you could take out getting candy when you went trick-or-treating.
What was the most painful thing that you guys had to wear?
The most painful thing we had to wear?
The
Like
sports
you
bras.
would wear, but it was like painful.
A chastity belt?
What's a chest?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. If my dad had it his way, I would have worn a chastity belt. But no, most painful thing I ever had to wear? I don't know. Probably
Like
like
what
our...
would you wear that would like hurt to wear like a lot? That.
What would we wear that hurt to wear?
What about the sports bras?
Sports bras, I guess.
Really?
Uh-huh.
That's the most painful thing that you would have to wear and it hurts so much.
Yeah, we didn't really have to wear anything. We had bell-bottom jeans, which were cool.
Did you have hair color?
Yes.
I wasn't allowed to color my hair for the longest time. I wasn't even allowed to cut my hair for the longest time.
Wow.
Yeah, I wouldn't let me. We didn't have hair color. We had a thing called Sun-In, which is like a spray of like lemon juice. And you'd spray it in your hair and then you'd sit out and lay out in the sun like you were gonna go tanning by a pool. And it might maybe lighten your hair. It didn't really do anything for me.
I would love to try that.
Well, it didn't really work. And then you weren't allowed to shave your legs, or I wasn't allowed to shave my legs. So we had a thing called Nair.
Nair.
It's still a thing, but I was like gravely allergic to Nair. It gave me hives and itching and like raspberry legs.
Am I allowed to have Nair?
No,
Why?
I would probably be allergic to it.
What am I allowed to have?
Nothing.
Did you guys have ketchup?
Yeah.
Oh. Did you guys have earrings?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
What is the most
When I was a baby, Mom got my ears pierced, so I had earrings all growing up.
Me too.
What was what?
What was something back when you were like a kid? What was something that you would have that was disgusting, and then now in like the present, it's not disgusting anymore?
Steak.
Burgers.
My dad would make steak quite a bit, and my brother and I called it keep chewing meat, because I don't know if he would overcook it or if it just had too much fat on it or what, but he called it keep chewing meat, or we called it keep chewing meat. We'd just chew and chew and chew, and then sometimes sometimes I would put as much in my mouth as I possibly could and just like chew and chew and chew it and hold it in my cheek, and then I'd ask to go to the bathroom and I'd spit it out in the toilet.
Smart. But I wouldn't do that. That steak is delicious. I love that steak. But just not the burnt parts.
If not that, one time, the first time I ever had cheesecake, it was at a party at our house, and my mom's friend brought a cheesecake, and I sat at the counter at our house and I just ate it with a fork, like piece after piece after piece, and I thought it was so good and I couldn't stop eating it. I was like 6 or 7, and when my mom told me that it was made out of cream cheese, then I was like, that's disgusting.
A cheesecake is actually made out of cream cheese?
Yeah.
No wonder why it's so good.
I thought it was just like disgusting. I couldn't stand the thought that it was like all cream cheese, and I was like, ooh.
You still like it?
I love it now. Yeah.
I like pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
Did you guys have tattoo?
Yeah, but not very many people had tattoos.
What was your weirdest Halloween party?
We didn't really have Halloween parties. I remember one time my brother went as a hobo.
What's a hobo?
A homeless person, a homeless bum.
Ooh.
Yeah, Eris.
What about a hippie?
I don't know if I ever went as a hippie. Pop like put like a black eye on Eris and like blacked out one of his teeth. Like it looked like he was missing a tooth. And he put like a pillow in his overalls. He wore overalls and he put like a pillow in his overalls so he looked like a fat bum. And we would take pillowcases out on Halloween to get candy because it fit more.
If I saw someone like that, like that Pop did to him, the first thing that would come to mind if I saw someone like that was a countryside alcoholic.
Yeah, it was definitely more on the side of like trailer trash, like hillbilly, than it was homeless man. But it was funny.
Mixed with a guy that looked like an alcoholic.
One time I went as Pippi Longstocking.
Oh.
So, do you know what Pippi Longstocking is? Like a character. It's like it was a character that had pigtails. I don't really.
And then they went like this, like.
Yeah, they went out.
What was the
Bro.
weirdest party that happened in your life? Like you went to a party and it was just like so weird.
Like in the
awkward.
90s or?
I don't know.
You know what was weird? My church, I went to a youth group, and my church would have raves. And my mom would just drop me off at the church and we'd go to raves. Like, it was the weirdest thing. Now you never hear of a church having raves, but like, yeah, our church had raves and they played like rap music and R&B and hip hop, and I don't think they knew what the lyrics meant, and it was weird. And looking back on it now, it's like I went to a church with a youth group that threw raves. That was weird.
Did you have buns?
Yeah. We had a sitting room
It's a sitting.
In what?
in our house.
What, for like when you get in trouble you say
No, it was a my brother and I called it Uncle Eris and I called it the looking at room because we weren't allowed to sit in it. It had like fancy furniture. It was like beige furniture, like a couch and a love seat with like nice lamps, and they had like a rose print, floral print on them, and we weren't allowed to sit there.
Why?
I don't know. Ask Yaya. It was just a sitting room that we weren't allowed to sit in. It was just for looking at.
Then what was the point?
I don't know. Ask Yaya.
Did you guys have contacts? Eye contacts, like to change your color eyes?
To change the color of your eyes? No, colored contacts didn't come out until like the early 2000s. But there were contacts that Yaya wore contacts for a little while. No, she wears glasses.
She
She wears
still does.
contacts.
She only wears the clear ones.
Yeah, they didn't have like the color changing contacts for a while.
Did you guys have fake tattoos?
Fake tattoos?
Yeah,
Like licking sticks? Yeah.
no, not those. Like you peel off the plastic and then put on.
Yeah, they were called licking sticks.
Oh.
You can put your foot in the chair.
But why do you lick them?
Tough times. I don't know. Didn't have access to a washcloth. Licking stick. You had to be home before the streetlights came on. We were never home. We were always out in the neighborhood. We were out in the desert building jumps to ride bikes on, or we were playing street hockey or rollerblading or coloring with chalk on the sidewalks or skateboarding or playing at the park or playing basketball or
Did
something.
you dress like Barbie?
No. No.
Mom has a scary flashback.
I don't think I ever dressed up as Barbie. I had a my size Barbie.
Do you have Cookie there?
Yeah. We didn't have iPods. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have AirPods. We
Oh, did you
didn't
have
have
the
Wi-Fi.
disc things? Like they were like DVD players, and you could play music from those.
Did we have boom boxes?
Yes, you
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, we had boom boxes
No,
and
not
stereos. We had stereos
No, I saw
to play
like, one of them.
CDs on.
Did you have
No,
hoodies?
they had. it's
Oh,
like a-
Walkmans, portable CD players.
yeah.
Yeah, I had one of those.
And then you would plug in headphones.
God,
to
my
it.
parents hated me because I would always listen to music. I would always listen to the same CD on repeat at night to fall asleep, and it would play all night long because it never stopped until the batteries ran out. And then I would always play it to fall asleep at night, and then I would ask my parents like twice a week for batteries, and they would get mad at me because the batteries were expensive.
Well, that was your fault.
Yeah, for sure. It was.
Did you have hoodies?
Yeah.
Did you guys? I'm looking around the house.
We had one phone, and it was usually in the kitchen.
Did you have?
No, like a house phone, and it was on a cord, and the cord was only like 3 feet long.
Wait a minute.
If you had a cord, we had a wireless phone, but you couldn't go very far with it.
Okay. I have 2 questions. One's not really about that, and one's about that.
Okay, ask him.
One. Is it true? Because people said that because I'm born 2010, they said that 2010 is when phones were made, like cellular phones. Like Nokia and.
It was just before you were born that I got my first iPhone. But no, that wasn't. 2010 was not when the first phones were made. My very first cell phone was a Nokia or a Motorola phone. It was like a brick. And the only game you could get on it was Snake. And I remember when T9 texting was a thing. Like if you hit a button so many times, or you didn't have to hit the button so many times to get the letter when you were texting, but like text messages were extra. Like you had to pay for texting. But I got my first phone in like 2002,
Was that my old phone?
3? No, probably 2002, 2001.
Was that my
No, it
old
wasn't
phone?
2001. No, it wasn't your old phone. No.
Did you guys have cameras?
We had disposable cameras.
Did you guys have thermometers?
Do we have what?
Thermometers?
Thermometers? Yeah. But like our cameras, we had disposable cameras. Like if you wanted to take pictures of you and your friends, like or a selfie,
No, what
you
I-
couldn't see
what
it.
I
Like you
mean
had
is-
to take pictures. You had to take pictures on your disposable camera and then take it to a Walgreens or like a Kodak store and wait like 7 days for the film to get developed, and then you'd go and pick up your pictures and pay for them, and then you could look at your pictures.
I meant those.
Oh, like like video cameras. We had camcorders, but they were huge.
She
You had to like hold them in your hand and like videotape. And they came with cassettes, and you had to buy little cassettes. They're like that big, like little videotapes to put in them.
VHS tapes.
Yeah, but they were like mini.
Did you have?
Ooh, do you have
my
like, what was
God,
the worst painful like tiny thing that happened to you when you were like a kid or teenager? Like stubbed your toe, and then right when it was gonna fully heal, you stubbed it again, or like what?
Most painful thing that ever happened to me as a kid?
Yeah, but it was like a stupid little thing, like stubbing your toe or hitting your footy bone.
My ego was bruised when I tried to convince my brother's friends that I could skateboard and I ate shit. That's probably the most painful thing. I you know what? No. When we moved to Washington, we drove all night to get to Washington. It was like in the middle of the night when we finally got to our new house. And we were getting out of the car and my dad closed the truck door. We had a white Ford truck and he closed the truck door and my thumb got stuck in the truck door and slammed my thumb in the door. And it hurt so bad. And I remember our new house had a fireplace and I just sat next to the fireplace like holding my thumb because it hurt so bad. That's probably the most painful thing I remember.
My worst nightmare is getting my leg stuck in the door of a car.
That or it was very rare that you went to a park that had a plastic slide like you guys have now. We had metal slides. So if you slid down a metal slide and it was hot out.
There's either two things.
How I even have skin on my ass to this day is beyond me.
Okay. There's two things, and it's between two different ages. One, when you're a toddler and you go down a metal slide, you're gonna end up going face forward, slamming the slide.
Probably.
Two, if you're like a teenager going down those tiny metal slides, going -3 miles per hour down that slide.
Yeah. Okay. It's 8:30. It's almost time for bed. 2 more questions about my childhood. Each. 2 more each.
Should I take a shower after the 2 questions?
Hurry up.
Did you guys have butter?
Have butter?
Butter.
Yes, we had butter.
Did you guys?
The thing called I Can't Believe It's Not Butter came out. It was margarine. Or Crisco.
Did you have like you know what they're called? I forgot.
Well, think about your question. Make it a good one because you have one left.
Gorilla.
Ryder.
Okay, I have 2 really good. Well, one's not
Okay,
really good and
spit 'em
one's
out.
really good. All right, 1. Have you ever broken a bone?
I've broken like a foot bone. And I broke my pinky on a jungle gym. It's not straight. It won't stay straight no matter how much I try.
Show
Like this
me.
one is straight and this one is
Show me.
messed up.
I think that's what's gonna happen with my middle finger because it's been like several weeks and it still won't close all the way.
Yeah.
Do you
Okay,
guys?
next question.
Did you got?
What was the most painful thing that you've heard, like a teacher or parent say about another person? Like this one dude, he was doing something, and like.
If your parents fought, they told you to go outside. So like you couldn't hear what they're fighting about.
No, not
or
that. I meant
if
about,
like
if someone
teachers had like teachers lounges and you never heard them talking. So
No, not that. Like they're telling you like this other dude that got hurt really badly or injured really badly that you don't even know, like that like sounds really.
that's a
painful.
question about my childhood.
Yeah, what have you
Did
heard about a teacher saying that's the most painful?
you?
Honestly, I don't know. I've not heard anything. I can't think of anything. That's a weird question.
Did you
What?
have dinosaurs, sea animals?
Did we have dinosaurs? No, I'm not that old.
It's
No.
only 29.
I was born in 1990. I'm not that old. We didn't have
Yeah,
dinosaurs.
She's 29.
We didn't have dinosaurs.
1990. Now she's 29. Not really.
Not 29.
Do you have octopus?
Yeah, we had octopus.
Okay, that's my 3 questions.
Okay.
I know one that I've heard. And it was
About my childhood or about the 90s?
No, I already did mine. Now I want to tell you one thing that I just heard.
I questions about my childhood or the 90s. That's what we're doing right now.
Like, what did
Or like things that you wonder if we're still around or what we did. Those are the questions. Or what we had.
Do we like still have those like those very old like classic Coca-Cola bottles or
Like a glass Coca-Cola bottle?
yeah, like the classics?
I mean, that's not what Coke came in typically, but yeah. And we didn't call it soda, we called it pop.
Oh yeah.
Did you
Do you still have like those very classic milk?
No, we got our milk in milk gallons. We didn't have a milkman
Did you
that came with like milk jars. No, we had gallons of milk.
No, like,
Or
like the
milk
glass
cartons. Yeah, we didn't have those. We had milk cartons.
Did you call your cookies biscuits?
No, I'm not from England.
Oh.
You order, yeah. England calls French fries chips and chips fries.
Okay.
Biscuit. Biscuit.
Okay, here's a video of my kids asking me about how I grew up in the 90s. That's scary.
Wait, were there monsters?
What do you mean? Like real monsters?
Yeah.
No,
Um,
not really, no.
what do you mean not really? Were there?
I don't know. Like
The
I
Megalodons used to exist.
don't know. The thing that I was most afraid of growing up in the 90s was that in my adult life, I would encounter quicksand and I would die from quicksand. I would sink into quicksand. At any given moment,
Everybody
I would walk into anywhere and fall into quicksand. That was my biggest fear growing up.
Guess what? I just
You
had
can
my
thank
biggest
Indiana
fear.
Jones.
I just had my biggest fear right now.
What?
I felt like there's 2 of my biggest fears. 1, falling backwards, and 2, when you're sleeping and then you feel like you're falling in your dream and then you wake up because it really feels like you're falling.
Okay.
I know it feels like when I'm sleeping.
All right, are we done with questions?
No, yeah, I have one more.
Okay, then ask a question because that's what we're doing. And my phone's going to die, so we have to finish up this video.
Okay, well, did you guys have like forest
Forests? Yes, we had forests.
with wolves in it?
Yes, the earth is the same.
It's not like there was a whole revolution, Lily.
Well, there gotta be something out there
that your
that we
last-
don't know.
Is that your last question?
Yeah.
Last question.
I don't have any.
None?
No comment.
No?
My biggest fear.
Okay. Well, that is a video of my 10-year-old and my 13-year-old asking me questions about how I grew up and about the 90s, which apparently is way back then now. So that's terrifying, and I feel old.
You're
And
29.
they asked a lot of questions about the internet, and they asked a lot of questions about music and CDs and phones, which I choose to believe I was blessed enough to grow up in a generation that was kind of 50-50. You know, we were introduced to those things as kids, but they weren't our entire lives. So we would choose to be outside playing with our friends as opposed to being on the internet.
guys
Because there
know-
wasn't weird things on the internet. Like we had things like Ask Jeeves instead of Google to find things out. So yeah, I'll let you know if they have another round of
Okay,
questions.
wait. Did you guys know she's older than the internet?
I'm not older than
She's 29, Lily.
the internet. Just wasn't. The internet was around when I was born. It just wasn't like a household thing. Not everybody had it in their house. Not everybody had computers in their house.
That still counts if you were older.
Okay, apparently I'm older than the internet. I was born in January of 1990, so
Yeah.
I didn't think I was that old. I thought I
You're
was
not
doing
that
okay.
old. You know.
Okay, I'll let you know if they have another round of questions.